Hey friends, got some nice sunlight today, so I thought I'd stop and make a video, and I don't even know what I'm gonna make this video about yet, except that I guess I want to do whatever I feel like doing. What do I feel like talking about? I'm not even sure, and that kind of amuses me and surprises me, because for a long time I've thought of myself as someone who has a pretty clear sense of what's important to me and what I enjoy, and maybe those two things aren't even all that intertwined. Maybe there are things that are important to me that I don't enjoy moment to moment. I think how this works is that there are configurations, right? So there's values. So there's things that I value, like kinship, people being kind to each other, people being friendly, ambitious nerds, people introspecting, people, just these pursuits, these are like vectors, right? There's directional qualities to them in a very long and profound sense. Like in a very, is it profound? I don't know. It's long. It's a very long arrow, right? But sometimes I think the reality of day-to-day life, like you wake up in the morning, you just don't feel like it. You don't feel like going in that direction, and that's okay, right? Like that's it's just the nature of movement, right? Like the waves go in, the waves go out. There's seasons. So I live in a country where there are no seasons, but things don't necessarily go in the same direction all the time. They can kind of have this Brownian motion randomness quality to it. And I have just been reflecting. I have not been reflecting, and now I'm reflecting on how I have not been reflecting about whether or not I'm enjoying myself. Right, so I was thinking, I guess I was thinking about making a video titled "Enjoy Yourself" or "Have Fun," and I guess I'm going to make this video that. So it took me 2 minutes to get to what the title even is. Enjoy yourself, have fun. This is directed at me. This is me to me, Visa. You should be enjoying yourself. I mean, again, the word "should" implies an obligation. There is no obligation. I invite you to have fun, and I challenge you to consider having fun and enjoying yourself. What does that even mean? What did I do when I was young to enjoy myself? I used to enjoy writing, enjoy surfing the web. I don't think, and I've been doing a lot of that in some senses, and I don't think that enjoyment and fun is something static. It's dynamic, right? It's like eating chocolate cake. No matter how much you love chocolate cake, there's a point where you eat too much of it and you don't want that anymore. No matter how much you enjoy the beach, you can spend too much time on it, your skin gets pruny or salty or whatever. You eventually want to get out of whatever it is, the thing that you're doing. And that doesn't mean that the thing that you're doing is undesirable to you intrinsically, right? It's just that you've had your fill. And I am trying to come to terms with what have I had my fill of, and what should I walk away from, and whether or not that means abandonment, right? And I don't think it is. I don't think it's abandonment to go to sleep, right? You're not abandoning consciousness by going to sleep. And I guess even when I say that, I find myself thinking, wow, are those rather binary and extreme models of reality, and where did I inherit those? It's usually childhood, right? It's usually early experiences and primitive, simplistic models of reality that deep down, so even if you develop nuance subsequently, those come later, right? And so when you're stressed, tired, I'm stressed, tired, or overwhelmed, or whatever, there's a regression that happens down to the simplicity in the heart of a labyrinth, right? That's where you find the Minotaur. That's where you find your neglected, unheld, ostracized, alienated models or beliefs or ideas, or just everything that doesn't seem appropriate, doesn't get the light of day, right? And it's fun to be making this video with the sun in my face. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, right? They say. And so you gotta go into the labyrinth, you hug the Minotaur and drag him out. However, I'm butchering my metaphors. But have fun. What's fun? What is fun? What is fun? What is joy? What would be fun and what would be enjoyable? Right now I'm thinking I want relief, not even necessarily joy. I remember the joy. I have videos where you can see the joy in my face from a couple of months ago when I was done publishing my book, and you could see I'm just unwinding, relaxing, chilling out, and I'm just it's letting go of the book, right? Letting go of the thing that I was working on, that I was so tightly constrained around, tightly wound around. And I enjoyed I must admit that I enjoyed some of that winding, you know, that it's a kind of, that tightness, that tenseness, it's a way of holding yourself, right? It's a way of being held. And, you know, when I was smoking cigarettes, in a way I felt that cigarettes held me together, and I'm trying to relax, open and unwind now. And I'm just feeling the sense of, like, who am I without all this muscular tension holding me together? Oop, I'm blocking the camera. Who am I without all this tension holding me together? And what do I want to do? What do I want to be? Where do I want to go? I mean, I can access grand dreams if I want to, but I guess there's a bunch of things that's holding me back, and I don't know if I feel comfortable articulating precisely what's holding me back, if it involves other people, if it involves friends and family. And yeah, I think that's usually, when I look back on my life, back to my early 20s for example, there was stuff going on with my parents, my spouse, my in-laws, like all of those things that I didn't feel comfortable talking about to anyone because it was just stressful and upsetting. And so maybe my lesson for me is to seek out individual friends that I can talk to about these things. And I think a lesson I've been learning recently is that it might seem silly to talk about a thing that you think you've already got a grasp on, but you haven't shared with anyone else. And yeah, I think that was the big learning journey I had to go on with Introspect, my book, which is that asking for help and asking to share a thought or an idea or a memory or an experience with someone else might seem redundant, might seem unnecessary, but once you do it, in my experience, there is a relief that comes from that. So I guess maybe I'm making this video to persuade myself to talk to some of my friends about my more intimate and personal challenges that I don't feel comfortable sharing on YouTube. And yeah, I think that will open up, you know, it'll lighten some of the load here, and I think that would free me up to do more of the fun stuff that I want to do. So I'm sorry if that was vague, but I hope you got some of the vibes, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Done.